Everyone, Gil here at graymanprepping. On this episode of Your Prep for Today, I want to talk to you about a skill. And talking about baking skills. Now, some of you are going to go, I don't need to learn any baking skills. I can just read the cookbook and follow the directions and I can cook just fine. I can bake anything just by following directions. Want to bet? I have learned over the years in learning to bake different things is that the first time never goes right. Second time sometimes doesn't go right. The 20th time might have a boo-boo-foo on it as well. So, developing baking skills is just like gardening. You can't just jump right into it. Things are going to change. Weather changes, humidity changes, the garden acts differently. Weather changes, humidity changes, temperature changes, baking acts differently. You need to learn the skill of adapting to your environment while baking. And there are a whole bunch of things that, recipes and stuff. They give you blink, 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 blink. And you miss all the nuances and all the fun stuff that makes it even better. My grandmother and my mother both left me their cookbooks. And their cookbooks have notes all over the pages of things they figured out, while baking. And my grandmother, who was, was born in 1899, and the 60s, she was baking and still making notes in her cookbook. My mom was making notes up until the time she stopped baking in her 80s. So, you can always learn things, and if you have the skill to write down what you're learning and to put the things that are happening into words in the cookbook, you'll be better off as well. So, when it comes to baking, it's not just something, pick up the book, read it, and do it. Now, there are certain things out there like the bread machines. They say, do this, this, and this, and do it. Well, even on the bread machines that we have, I've learned, no, you don't exactly do it that way. You got to do this a little bit different, that a little bit differently, and then it works. All right? So, I hope this gets through to everyone that even thinking about baking, and even those that do a little bit of baking. It's not like baking a cake. Pour the mix in the blender, add 1/3 cup water, put in a couple tablespoons of vegetable oil, crack in a couple of eggs, blend it up, spoon it out into the thing, level it off, and you're good. Even a simple cake recipe, you'll learn things. Depending on your elevation and what's going on, you may need to, I need to put 2 tablespoons of olive oil in there and only use 1 egg and the egg yolk from the second egg, but not all the egg white, or I need to use the egg white from 3 eggs and not the yolks. Each thing gives you a little bit different texture in the cake. One of the things my wife learned was in mixing frostings and stuff, she had, depending on how creamy she wants the frosting, how fluffy she wants it, how dense she wants it, there are different things to do. How long you beat it, when you add the different ingredients. So, as always, I want everybody to remember, prep food, water, medicines, clothing, and skills. Learn more skills, practice the skills you got. All right? So I'm going to take off now, but first I'm going to put the link up here to my other channel, Camp Pat and Family Compound, the link to the Prepping and Beginners video series, and Prepping in Private. These are things you need to know. Why? This is why.